So this morning I went out to get some bread and my baker, he wondered how I got that tone in one of my videos. I explained him everything, told him everything there is to know. I walked home and I walked by this old lady walking her dog. She came to me, she said, "Bro, the tone in that 6th interval video was lit AF, man." Crazy things happening. Oh, and there were a few YouTube comments. So a few weeks back I made a video about the beauty of the 6th interval, and I got so many responses about my tone. Everyone wanted me to make a video about it. So here it is. Oh, and if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. So the key to this tone is the delay in combination with the reverb. Both are dialed in to enhance the juiciness of the sound, to create a sense of otherworldliness without losing touch with reality. Or something, I guess. The tone I've got right now is coming from the Kemper amp, but I'm gonna show you 3 different ways to recreate this tone. With the Kemper, with some pedals, or without any pedals. So let's break it down. The reverb is just there to smoothen everything out, to make sure the delay and the guitar are in the same room. Just don't set the mix too high. So and now for the delays, this is where the magic happens. I'm using a delay called a crystal delay or ice delay. And what it basically does is it adds a harmony in the wet delay sound. In this case, an octave. And what's very important to get this sound is to not set the mix too high. It shouldn't be too obvious. You shouldn't really hear it, but you should feel it. A lovely atmosphere instead of asking for attention on the foreground. Cut the highs a little bit of the delay. Add a little bit of modulation if possible. And then you're set. So this is the clean sound. Adding the delay. So this is what happens if you turn the ice or the crystal sound real high. It's also very beautiful, but it's not the sound I was playing with. So I turn it down, in this case to 19%. The delay mix is at 41, whereas 100% is half wet, half dry. So 41 should be around 25 of a normal delay knob. So beautiful sound. So that's basically only the Kemper. So now let's make this sound with some pedals. So right now I'm playing with all the effects from the Kemper turned off. And in the FX loop of the Kemper I've got the Strymon Timeline and the Strymon Bluesky from my newly built pedal board. So I can turn the FX loop on over here. And now we hear the Timeline and the Bluesky. And we can hear it sounds almost the same. Now let's turn on the Kemper again. So these are the effects from the Kemper. And now the Strymon Timeline and the Bluesky. Okay, let's dive into the settings a little bit. It's over here on the ground. And let me just... On the Strymon Timeline, I'm running the ice setting. It's the same as the crystal setting on the Kemper. So the mix setting is not that high, it's at 12 o'clock. So the interval is at an octave. The slice is short. The blend is right in the middle. So we're mixing the crystal sound with the normal delay sound. And the smear is all the way up. That is why you don't hear the prominent delay sound. Those are the most important settings. The filter is at 12 o'clock, which cuts a little bit of high. No grid, so as clean delay sound as possible. The speed and the depth of the modulation. The speed is not that high, the depth is at 12 o'clock, so just a little bit of modulation. It's a beautiful sound. And now the third way, without pedals. Yes, without pedals. So my guitar is routed directly through the Kemper into the sound card with no effects at all. I'm gonna turn on direct monitoring in Ableton Live, so I hear every effect that gets turned on the track. Now I can add whatever I like to this, okay. But I'm not gonna use the track itself, I'm gonna use the return tracks for this. So, 2 return tracks, or buses, you would call them in other programs. On return track A, I'm gonna add a reverb, just like we did with the pedals. Just a basic reverb will do. Turn on a hall sound, let's say a large hall. Turn the mix all the way up. There it is. On the B return track, we're gonna add an echo, which is an emulated tape delay. We're gonna leave it as it is right now. And after the echo, I'm gonna add a transposer. This one is okay. Let's turn the transpose to 12 semitones, which is an octave. Now we're all set. I'm not hearing anything different. Well, we need to enable the sends. So I'm gonna send everything to A at first. So let's say -10 or something. Reverb, sounds lovely. But I'm not hearing the octave sound, the crystal sound. Okay, we're gonna do something special. We're gonna enable the sends of the return tracks, or the buses. And then the bus can get sent towards another bus or return track. So, the return track A gets sent into B, and return track B gets sent into A. So we get back and forth movement of the sound. So the sound gets into the reverb, gets sent towards the delay, and the wet delay sound gets sent into the reverb again. So it smoothens everything out. Let's have a listen. That is real good. Okay, but it's not the sound we're looking for today. So we're gonna change the dry wet from the transposer to, let's say, 80. The feedback from the delay down to, let's say, 20. And try again. Alright, sounds lovely, but not what we're looking for. The send of the A return track gets down to -10. Yeah, more reverb instead of the delay sound. This sounds very good. That's nice. Without pedals, just a DAW. You can use any DAW. I'm using Ableton Live, but you can use Cubase, you can use Logic, you can use Pro Tools, Fruity Loops, whatever. Use it and try out every crazy stuff you can think of. The effects are free. You can add as many of them as you like, which can result into pretty fun things. Let's just do something crazy. Feedback up all the way. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.